Alright, we're back here again. I forgot to tell you about one thing. You know how you're sanding here, everything is cool. And it's sucking it up. And it sucks it up on the side really well. And when the edge is hanging over like this, you can get right to the edge. But what happens when you need to get into this edge? Well, the shroud's got to come off. Or, well, it's going to be made out of foam, and you'll be able to bang this right up against there. But that's probably not the right thing to do. So I've already thought about that. I thought about that a couple weeks ago when I was designing this idea, because I knew that shrouds on the edges, that's the answer. Because a lot of sanders, well, I shouldn't say a lot of sanders. In fact, there is no sander like it still today. What they do, drywall sanders, they have a whole bunch of holes. Boop, 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 and then you got to buy the special holy paper. And it's flat on flat. When I turn that thing on, and that's mostly what they use in that industrial zones, there's big shop vacs, lots of suction. This is flat, the wall's flat. This is flat, the hood is curved, and when I turn that on, I can't even hardly move this thing around. It's almost impossible. The whole hood, and this is a big, heavy fiberglass hood. But that's why it's on the edge. So when you're moving, like picture this moving on a surface, all this material falls right into the shroud and gets sucked up into the vacuum cleaner. But if there's a whole bunch of holes, this material doesn't get sucked up into the vacuum cleaner. And if you're doing a ceiling or a wall, not that you'll ever do it with this, but that's what makes this a little bit more superior in design. It catches it on the edge. But what happens when you need to go to your edge with your paper and get into this right here? Well, what I'm going to do is, these are going to be removable like I said before. And they could use Velcro. I could use snaps. I could have little balls on the end of my pins like this. So this would be embedded into the sander handle like that. And then those will snap in. This goes way into the sander. But so I'll have one here, and then I'm going to make plugs. I'm going to make a plug for this hole, and I'm going to make a plug for this hole. They might fit in either hole. I don't know. I know that these are lefts and rights, and there's a reason for that too. And there's a reason I left a little bit of detail off of these two. You'll always be able to identify left and right. But let's say you stick this on here and you throw a plug in there, and I am going to have slots cut into a few sanders. It'll be an optional sander. It'll probably be the Magnaflex version where it'll be slots cut in here. So you'll have vacuum on the very bottom of the sander, and I don't want to use that proprietary sandpaper that they sell. So it'll take as easy as the back end of a razor blade. You'll stick your paper on there and go whoosh, whoosh, two little slices. You got a couple of openings in there, and you're ready to go. You can have this one shroud on here, and then you can get in there and you can do your detail sanding. And you'll suck up most of the dust. There'll be a little bit left behind because you won't have that on the edge. But it sure will be better than nothing, that's for sure. Or you just pick up your regular 15 and make a mess, and then clean it up with this one. Whatever you want. But I think it'd be cool to have a plug. The more options, That's what makes these things so different than all the other sanders is you have options. You have adjustability, flexibility. So I want to have this to have every single thing you could possibly imagine, adjustable, flexible, different durometers, Magnaflexes, and then some slots too to suck up even more. But that's it now for sure.